All right, so who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Carlton. I go by Cactus in the suburbs, I guess, and I make music and I'm a writer.
Okay, awesome. And I understand you're in a band. What band is that?
Yeah, so I'm in a band called 1225. We just launched, I guess, 2019. So it's pretty cool.
I got you.
Pretty cool.
That's cool. How many members in your group?
There's 5 of us, and we have like a 6-man off the bench in Tati who comes and she kills it when she does.
Okay, all right, dope. And what do you play? Do you play anything or do you sing? What do you do, Carlton?
No, so I don't play anything except the triangle.
Okay.
So
it's respectable.
Yeah, you know, it's a little something. I'm trying. But I do vocals and I'm a writer and a composer, I'd say.
Okay, awesome. And what now? Does 1225 have an album or an EP out? What do you guys have?
So we just dropped our first, I would say, EP last June. It's called Ease. It's on all streaming platforms. It's pretty cool. You know, it's real. I don't know. It's real. Just, you know, mellow. It's cool. It's what you want it to be. It's an experience. I'll say that.
Okay, awesome. And what type of genre would you define your music as?
Man, see, that's tough. So with all 5 of us, we're all bringing something different to the table.
Okay.
So we end up doing kind of like a hodgepodge of different things, you know. We do some rap, we do some R&B, we do some psych rock, I'd say. We got a little bedroom pop feel. You know, we got some folk influences falling in there. Trip hop is coming up now. So it's a whole bunch of different sounds. It's really something where you got to listen to it and feel it and understand it, and you know, not really try to define it. You know.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. And let me ask you a question: who would you feel like are some of your main musical influences growing up, or what influences you to want to make music?
Man, so you know, like I said earlier, we have a whole bunch of influences coming in. You know, for me. Like a real big influence is, I would say, like reggae music, you know, particularly Bob Marley.
Reggae? You guys do any ska music or?
Nah, man, we want to. We want to get into some dub, bro. You know,
right.
Like, we really want to get into some dub, but, you know, everyone's into ska. James, who plays bass and is on production and does vocals, he's real big into, dude, I'm blanking out right now.
It's okay. It's fine.
Blanking out right now.
Just we'll say just one of those cool ska bands.
No, man, because it's the cool ska band. That's why I'm just like, how am I blanking out on this?
Less Than Jake, Goldfinger.
Not. Okay, so there were 2 really cool ska bands.
Okay.
And it's not No Doubt.
All right.
And it's the other one.
There's a lot of ska bands.
Oh, man.
They Might Be Giants.
90. No. Oh man. Nah.
These are all 90s ska.
Yeah, well, James is really into ska.
Okay, that's cool. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. And well, with the pandemic and everything going on right now, obviously no one can play shows. But where do you guys usually play shows? Are you down? Do you play in the Atlanta scene a lot? Do you play around this area? Where do you play?
So when we play, you know, we pretty much play all over. Malik, who's in the band, he went out to UGA, so. We played some shows out there. We've played Georgia Theater out there. We've done some house shows. In Atlanta, we've played a few scene shows, I'd say. We've had some at Drunken Unicorn, Smith's Old Bar. We played shows out in Kennesaw. We played, you know, a few house shows. So it's really just a mix. We play wherever, you know.
Okay.
Like
that's cool. And let me ask you, Carlton, what would be your favorite in the underground scene? Who's your favorite musicians, or do you have a favorite band that's out right now?
Yeah, in the underground scene, I would say probably what I'm listening to most would be Kibby James. Kibby James is really tight. So Very is pretty cool. I would say Dime Store is really tight. So there's a few people that I'm paying attention to.
All right, that's dope. That's dope. Absolutely. Should I take my next question? I actually got caught off track myself sometimes. To do it myself is perfectly fine. What is your plan for the future? Does 1225 have a release coming up as far as an EP or anything? But you guys said you just released your album technically a little while ago. So are you guys still in the works with new music?
Yeah, so you know, we're trying to finish something up. So we're hoping to have something out by the end of the year. You know, we're looking for that to be a project. We're just, you know, getting it all underway, but you know, we definitely got some things coming, so I'm pretty excited for it.
Okay, that's dope. And Car, I actually want to talk to some about accomplishments that you have. Personally, a lot of people I know in the Atlanta scene cannot say that they have spoke on BBC radio.
Right.
It's actually really cool. I saw that. I watched it when you posted it. And tell me about that. Tell me about the time when you were on BBC radio. Did you talk about the album with them, or how did that go?
So I was on BBC Radio back in December. That was a pretty tight experience. I have a lot of family out in the UK, so you know, luckily they were able to work that out for me, and I ended up meeting one of the hosts for BBC Radio in Cad and Angel. So I was on their show, and it was pretty sick. So when I was there, we were just talking about the album. Then it had been like 6 months since we released it, but it was still going up. And you know, like I said, there's a pretty heavy, I guess, trip hop influence in our music. And you know, out there, it's been received pretty well. You know, like of all our places where our music is blowing up, you know, London is one of the top cities, as well as like, you know, Brisbane out in Australia, and you know, places like that. So it's cool to have that, like, that sound where it's not just cool because it's local, you know, like people everywhere can kind of
it's kind of international, since people in the UK listen to it, they listen to it here in America.
Because like even before that, I was out in Ghana that summer for a study abroad, and I was chilling with Rastas, and they were vibing with the music too, you know. So like it's cool for me to like have that experience where I was in, you know, Ghana, and I got, you know, to vibe with it with other people. And then went to London, where it's a completely different thing, vibe with it, and then people here can get it as well. So it's cool to see it, you know, pop off in those different types of ways.
That's dope. And I want to actually talk about, I could say, another milestone accomplishment that just happened recently. I believe it was this week. You were actually on the Gentleman's YouTube show.
Yeah, so that was cool. He's, you know, Six. He's a super cool dude. You know, I've watched a few of his videos he does.
What is the channel that you guys were featured on? What was the channel's name that he featured you guys on?
Oh man, I'm terrible with spelling, so I can't spell it off top. So, but his name is Six. Travis I'll give Travis the link for it.
I'll put it in the comment section. Yeah.
You know, but so yeah, that's that.
That's absolutely cool. Do you have a favorite venue you could say you've played at, Carlton? Like I know I've been to the Drunken Unicorn. That's a pretty fun place.
Yeah, Drunken Unicorn was cool. I would say probably our first Drunken Unicorn show
was
because it was the first show we had played after a minute. And just the energy of like
it's a good feeling. Yes.
You know where it was, and like, you know, having people there, it was really cool. Yeah, I think the scene is cool. You know, for me, I'm one of those people where I'm really far removed, I would say. So a lot of the stuff I'm listening to is from like way back, you know. So like when people do show me stuff from the scene, I'm like, okay, this is sick. This is like, you know, it's current. This is the present sound. But I'm a real old-timey dude, you know. Like I'm 24 right now, but in my heart of hearts, you know, I'm like 65.
You feel like an old timer.
Yeah, man. Cool. You know, I'm what they call an OG. You know, so it's something like that, man. So yeah, you know, when I hear stuff from the scene, it's really cool. We've gotten a lot of love in terms of like who listens to us, you know, who's put us on bills. So that's really cool as well. You know?
That's cool. Carlton, you're actually we talked about how you're family in the United Kingdom. You're actually from the UK, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm from everywhere, I'd say. So I was born out in the UK, and then I grew up in Zimbabwe, where my family's from.
Okay.
So I grew up there for about 4 years before I moved to the US, and I moved to Detroit. I was out there for about 3 years, and then I moved to Atlanta. So I consider myself a Georgia peach, but of course all those, you know, backgrounds and nationalities and ethnicities are all, you know, so it's all there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think advice for anyone doing art or anything would just kind of be like, you know, trust your instincts. You know, like if you know like this is something you want to do, trust that, but do it wholeheartedly. You know, like it's easy to say, yo, I'm, you know, into like 90s rap, and all you know is like, you know, Tupac. You know, like go, you know, really study the art, really study the craft, and like know, you know, what you're doing, and take pride in the fact that you yourself are able to carry that on, you know, because it really is a privilege to do art, you know. So if you take that as like something where it's like, oh well, you know, it's just something I'm doing, that's cool, but it's just like, you know, understand that you're doing something that's worth meaning. You know, you're taking your time to create, you know. So like if you're gonna do that, you know, you might as well put the work in. So that's how I see it. All
right, dope. Okay, so this has been our interview with Carlton from 1225. So we are gonna catch you guys next time for the next interview.
All right. It's a little hot. It's not too hot, but it's really chill. So we're just here. We're vibing. There's people here, and it looks like they're social distancing, so it's cool. But it's just like there's still people here, so I don't understand.